Hello, how are you? Today is a day for another lesson that I want us to continue with our syllabus coverage. I want us to continue from where we stopped. Uh, Probably last week or this week. Last week, yeah, sure. We stopped somewhere last week. Now, if I remember well, last week we were looking at our first topic still, that is communication 1. And I remember the last lesson was on types and purpose of official forms. So I also introduced you to writing of formal letters at the same time, where we looked at a job application letter. Now, today I'd like to take you through some other formal letters, a few of them, and then we proceed from there. So I'd like you to look at this kind of a formal letter. So it's formal letter still. And the letter that I want us to look at here is an apology letter. And then after looking at an apology letter, we're going to look at another type of a letter, and then we continue with the remaining bit of this topic. So apology letter. Now, a letter of apology is usually written to apologize for a mistake that has been done or a mistake that has been made. And therefore, by so doing, you try to, on the first paragraph of an apology letter, you state the mistake that happened or the mistake that you made, while in the second paragraph give the reason as to why it happened, and in the third paragraph say what you are going to do to make sure that such a mistake is not repeated. For example, look at this. Juma, an employee of Serena Hotel accidentally, that is by accident, accidentally broke utensils while serving customers. Okay? So write an apology letter. Write an apology letter that Juma would present. That Juma would present to the operations manager. That Juma would present to the operations manager. So in other words, we want to see that Juma writes a letter to apologize for the mistake that has been committed. So let me assume that you are Juma, the one as the person who is writing that letter. So Juma, who is now you. So let me assume that you are Juma and you want to write this letter. Now, what do you do? This is exactly what you should do. So I would like you to look at that. Then let's look at how Juma will write this letter. So allow me to wrap this, and then we start from here. We say Juma's address would be on this side. So let me assume that his name is Juma Abdi. Juma Abdi, all right? Serena Hotel, comma, PO Box 114 00200 Nairobi. Alright, so that is Juma's address. Juma will then skip a line after that and write the date. So the date today is 15th September. 15th September 2020. Full stop. Then the the operations manager, so we'll also skip a line here. The operations manager. Operations, this is called the block format. We say that it is the most commonly used. Operations manager, Serena Hotel, comma, PO Box 114 00200, comma, Nairobi. Full stop. Up to that far, I think you can see that. Then now, after that, you skip a line, then move forward. Dear sir, assume the manager is a man, then apology for breaking. Apology for breaking utensils. Then ensure that that is written in capital letters and underline. It's a very straight line to underline there. Now, after you are done with this, then because my whiteboard is small, I'd like to wrap so that now I begin my first paragraph. So I hope you've seen that. Then now from there, we start our first paragraph now here from the margin. So I wish to apologize. I wish to apologize for the above mentioned matter. So the mentioned matter is what you've written in your reference. Apology for breaking this and this and this. Okay, so I wish to apologize for the above mentioned matter. That's the first paragraph. Then in the second paragraph, skip a line and say, this happened today morning. This happened today morning while I was serving clients. While I was serving clients, I stripped off the slippery floor and broke two glasses and 5 plates. So many? 5 plates. I won't call it recklessness, but rather an accident. But rather an accident. I would like to render. I would like to render my apology. I would like to render my apology. Okay. Now the last paragraph says, after having learned from today's incident, I vowed to always use a plastic utensils holder so that in case of any such an incident, no damage is caused. No damages caused. So that in case of such an incident, no damage is caused. Okay? So, at least so far, you've begun by apologizing. You've given an explanation of what happened. And then in the third paragraph, you're trying to say, or you're trying to show what you are doing to prevent a replica of the same or such an incident happening. Alright, so no damage is caused. Then continue to say, maybe you can wind up and say, I look forward to your pardon. I look forward to your pardon. Okay. Then finally, that's that. Skip a line. Then you sign off. Yours sincerely. Remember now here you're going to use sincerely because you used dear sir, you know the person who is in charge. Then your signature there, and then Juma, your name, Abdi. Yeah, and up to that point, you're done. Then seal your letter, put it in an envelope, seal it well, take it to the operations manager. The operations manager will read, and then will give a reply or will give a response. So that's how we write an apology letter. Now, another type of a letter that I want you to do is what we call a recommendation letter. And I would like you to research and get to tell me how a recommendation letter is written, the format for writing a recommendation letter before our next lesson. And I would also like you to look at how to write a reference letter and carry out some individual research, get to understand how to write a reference letter, so that by the time we do it during our next lesson, at least you can be able to get the format. Alright? So the bit that now remains is human and public relations. I want to imagine that tomorrow or during our next video, we shall cover some of these letters, the remaining few letters, and then we look at human and public relations. Now under human and public relations, we shall look at what a human relations or what human relations are. We say that human relations are all activities that are aimed at creating that relationship between employees or between among workers in an organization. That way of relating with your personnel, the staff, and all those members of staff. Now, public relations are all policies or activities that are aimed at creating that image of an organization to the public. For example, if maybe you advertise, what image are you trying to create? You are trying to create that good image. You are trying to sell your products. You are trying to tell your customers that you are the best, you give the best services, you see? And we have got good human relations and poor human relations. We have good public relations and poor public relations. We shall look at all that, and then we shall look at advantages of good public relations. So this brings us to the end of our lesson today. Thank you very much for your time. We're going to meet during our next lesson. Goodbye.